Welcome back to 40-Day Refresh. Today we're going to continue talking about the importance of building community around you if you want to make your one-year plan happen. So let's talk about a quick review of the one-year planning process. You've identified the one major project you want to be working on over the next year. You've identified the success criteria, the things that need to be true for that plan to make it happen, to be a success. You've identified areas for growth both internally and externally. We've identified the top 3 priorities and the things that we need to be working on, the action steps, and put them in the proper sequential order. We've increased, hopefully, your motivation to make this happen by talking about the reward for making all this happen, the desires of your heart in the 7 rooms, purpose and health, family, finances, order, time, and community. We talked about printing out your plan, giving it to God, praying over it, and taking communion over your plan, looking at your plan regularly. We talked about finding joy in the process, stirring up your joy and finding joy in the process. We've talked about that you're going to have to be on the hero's journey of growing internally, growing externally, and persisting and going through overcoming obstacles and barriers and challenges on your way towards the goal. And we've talked about the importance of building community around you because you can't make your plan happen by yourself. And one of my goals is to create a community of people who are making this happen, who are planning with God and walking out their plans and making it happen and building this abundant life blueprint that we talk about. That's one of my goals, is to create that community. What does it take to build a community? Number one, you want to realize if we're going to work with people, identifying people, we talk about community as diversity, people functioning in their unique abilities, because other people have different skill sets than I have. And when we can begin to combine those things together, we can produce something more powerful. We talked about having alignment towards a common vision and building trust. And we build trust by doing what we say we're going to do, being on time, being the best at what we do in our skill set and being in our area of expertise there. Those are all aspects of trust. What are some more aspects of building community? Number one is we all need praise and encouragement on a regular basis. So if you get in an environment where people are praising and encouraging you, because like I said, on the hero's journey, there's going to be times when you feel tempted to quit. There's going to be times when you get discouraged. There's going to be times when you're up against obstacles and challenges and giants and these types of things, and you've got to keep going. You're going to need encouragement. You're going to need people to come alongside you, to support you, to encourage you as you go through these challenges in life along the path of trying to make your journey happen. To build an extraordinary life, not just an ordinary life, you're going to have some challenges and obstacles along the way. You need to know that going in ahead of time, but you're also going to need a community of people to encourage you and support you and praise you and encourage you through that process. One of the other things that I think is big for building community is just regular meeting together. Maybe it's meals together, maybe it's meeting together, maybe it's some kind of study together, it's some kind of encouragement, masterminding, something like that, where we meet together, take meals together, encourage each other, come together and assemble together. That's a huge part of community. You're in a rhythm of doing that together. And the 2 connector questions, right? We talked about the 2 connector questions back in the topic of family. What makes people tick? What gets them excited? What's new? What are they working on? What's their vision? What's their plan? What are they working towards? And then what are the issues? What are the frustrations? What are the stressors that they have going on in their life? What are the challenges that they're trying to work through? When you know those 2 things about people, you develop more trust, you develop more transparency, you connect better with the people in your community, and you can better help and support and encourage one another as you go through the process. Now, one of the other things that I think to really build a truly godly community, I think is one of the things that God has put in place. I was studying an online course on marketing a while back, and the instructor of the course was saying that one of the best ways to get better at communicating, at writing and speaking and marketing and these types of things, is to find sales messages that have worked very effectively, that you knew they worked, and begin to handwrite them out, to begin to scribe them or hand copy them out by hand, because it forces you to slow down and get into the flow of what the author was thinking. When that happened, I immediately was reminded of a verse in Deuteronomy where it says, whenever a king of Israel took the throne in Israel, he had to handwrite his own copy of the law at the time. And it says that when he did that, it would teach him to fear God and to honor God, and it would teach him to better relate and work better with other people. So this is one of the things you can do to build more community, because it's going to teach you to better love God and fear God and follow His plans for your life, and it's going to teach you to better build community and to relate with the people in your life, and it's actually God's greatest secret for becoming a better communicator. So one of the things you do is you handwrite this out. So I think everybody should have their own handwritten copy of the New Testament from the book of Romans through the Revelation, where you scribe it out, and it says that the king was actually supposed to read out loud every day from his own handwritten copy. Well, it turns out ancient Jewish wisdom actually tells us that reading out loud from good books is actually the greatest way to become a better speaker, to become a better communicator. So as you begin to handwrite out your own copy, and to begin to speak out loud and to read out loud from it every day, you're actually enhancing your communication skills. You're becoming a better writer, a better thinker, a better communicator, a better speaker, and you're actually increasing that, which is one of the things you're going to need for a better community around you. If you want to have community around you, one of the things that has to take place in community is communication. We have to have good communication inside of a community. It's a must for it to take place. I think God's system for that is everyone begins to scribe their own handwritten copy. On top of that, once you get through the New Testament, there are certain books of the Bible that can teach you more about God's ways for your unique skill sets and gifting. For example, if you want to be a songwriter or you want to do music, you can begin to scribe the book of Psalms, which is all songs, it's all music. If you want to be an inventor, you could go into the book of Genesis and watch how God created the world. If you want to be in the world of law, you could go into Leviticus or Judges and look at how lawyers and judges and those types of things behaved in the Old Testament. So there's a book on the Bible. If you want to be good at math, go to the book of Numbers and begin to scribe the book of Numbers. And this is going to increase your skill set so that you build more trust in your community because you're the best at what you do because you know God's thoughts. You know how he thinks about your area of skill set, your area of gifting. Is a great practice you can do. One of the things you can do is begin to seek God. All right, I'm going to scribe the New Testament. I'm going to read out loud from it every day. So I have my own, in a journal, handwritten copy of the New Testament from Romans to Revelation. And then I've also gone in and scribed several other books of the Bible as well, related to areas that I feel like God is telling me that I need to do for my skill sets and for my gifting and for my unique abilities, that I need to be working on those areas. So I think everyone should go through this process. Now, one of the things I'm excited for, you're going to see down below a link to begin to go in and submit your one-year plan. When you do that, I want to give you an invitation to our community. And one of the things I'm beginning to start to form is a community of people who are working on their plans together. I want to create a place where people are coming together, they're encouraging each other, they're supporting each other, they're functioning in their unique ability, they're going after their plans, and we're doing it together. We're building a community around you to make this thing happen. Okay, is one of my goals, and we call it the Abundant Life Blueprint. So when you submit your plan, we want to see, to get into the community, we want to see that you have a plan, okay, that you have something you're trying to work towards, and see how we can help you. And so when you submit your plan, you're going to get an invitation to join the Abundant Life Blueprint. We've got a whole curriculum that we're going to walk you through that helps you work through the next year as you walk out your plan, along with times of community and gathering together to encourage and support each other and stay on track with your plan as we go through the year, and to hopefully help each other make this thing happen is one of my goals in this Abundant Life Blueprint. So you're going to see a link down below in the description on this video. I believe the link is going to be something like danielfoley.net/submit-plan. Okay, it's going to be the link, but you'll see it down below, and we will get started. I look forward to working you and to meeting you inside of the Abundant Life Blueprint.